where to begin. Now, most of us, when we start thinking about seriously buying a home, there's a reason why we've gotten to that point. Maybe we're making more money, we're paying, $3,000 a month in rent, and we figure, you know what? I can afford a $4,000 mortgage or a $3,000 mortgage or a $5,000 mortgage because I make X amount of money. Well, the problem is that there's more to getting pre-approved than just how much money you make. And there's more to getting pre-approved than just your credit score. And that's really the first place where you need to be starting, is getting pre-approved. Because the way that a lot of people do it is they'll go on one of these websites like Zillow or Trulia or Redfin, and they'll walk into an open house and the realtor that's there, will start talking to them and then realize that they haven't been pre-approved yet. And the realtor is usually smart enough to know that if you haven't been pre-approved, they're not going to spend a lot of time with you, especially in a market like this. In fact, over the last couple of years, it's been difficult to even get into an open house or to have an agent show you a home if you have not been pre-approved, because there's so many nuances to being able to qualify for a home. For instance, let's just say that you make, I ask you how much money you make and you say, I make $150,000 a year. Well, my next question is going to be, are you salaried or are you hourly? Are you self-employed? If you tell me that you are self-employed, you might be bringing in $150,000, but chances are you're not paying taxes on $150,000 a year. So you don't really make $150,000 a year as far as a lender is concerned. Now, that shouldn't get you too discouraged, because there are other programs that you might be able to qualify if you're self-employed. But let's just say that you say to me that you do work for somebody else and you're W-2'd. And after talking to you, I find out, some of that is commission. And you've only been getting commission for a year. Well, you need 2 years worth of commissions for a lender to be able to use that income. So let's say you're getting $80,000 a year in salary and the rest is commission. You're not actually making $150,000, or as far as the lender is able to qualify you with $150,000 a year. They're only going to be able to qualify you with that $80,000 base. Let's just say that you think your credit score is 700, but because when you're looking at your credit score, they're using a different scoring model when a lender on your ability to pay, like over a 5 to 7 year period. But when a lender's looking at your credit score, they're looking at your ability to pay over a 30-year period. So the score is going to be different. Now, aside from this, just because you can afford, let's say, a $1.3 million home or a $100,000 home or a $700,000 home, does that mean that you should? Because stretching yourself to the limit to where you have no room to be able to handle, any kind of an emergency may not be the best move for you. However, let's say that you're the primary breadwinner and your spouse also makes money, but we can't use the spouse's income because the spouse is self-employed and they've only been doing it for about a year, but they're bringing in great money. Well, in a case like that, as a lender, we might tell you, well, okay, you could probably take this to the limit, and this is how much you would qualify for. Under normal circumstances, if you were not married or you did not have a spouse that had additional income, maybe we wouldn't recommend that you go that high. In a case like that, maybe we would tell you that you would. So the first thing that you need to do is you have to find a good lender. Now, if you're watching this video, either you were directed here by one of us, because I am primarily making this for our clients, or maybe you're finding us on social media, maybe on YouTube, maybe on Facebook, maybe LinkedIn. So obviously you're searching. It's easy for anybody to search. The problem when you go to a website though, like Zillow or Trulia or Redfin, is that it is filled with paid advertisements, and you probably don't realize this. The realtors that are on Zillow and Redfin, they are actually paying for an ad there. So you could have a real estate agent recommended to you because they could afford the ad. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're good. You'll also find that there are places, little traps on these websites wanting you to put information in so they can sell your information to not only realtors, but also to lenders. Often, you know, you'll go on a place like Lending Tree or Zillow, you'll put in your information, and next thing you know, you're getting calls from 5 different lenders who are calling you 3 or 4 times a day. So be careful about putting your information on any of these websites. Finding a good lender, I could tell you, going onto Zillow profiles and searching the lenders that are on there, looking for somebody who has a good reputation, is an important piece of the puzzle. Not just because you need a lender that has a great reputation, but because when you're competing against other people to buy a home, the real estate agent that is looking at these offers that are coming in a hot market like this, there could be 10 or 15 offers on one property. And you would think that whoever has the highest offer could wind up winning that bid. But that's not always the way that it works. In fact, we've had offers accepted when we weren't the highest offer because the listing agent who represented the seller knew that we were a great lender and that we could deliver on our promise and that we had done the homework. They knew that the real estate agent had a great reputation. So it all starts with finding a good lender. You can talk to several of them if you'd like, but when you do finally land on one that you feel like you can really trust, usually that lender will also have a realtor that they do a lot of business with, that they know the way that realtor operates. They know that when that realtor has a client, that they get their offers accepted. They know that they educate their clients. They know that they have patience with the clients. They know that they're being realistic and showing the clients properties that they can actually afford. And most importantly, they're listening to the client. You want to make sure that you have a lender that is listening, and you want to make sure that you've got a real estate agent that is listening, that aren't trying to shove something down your throat. Because, I mean, look, most of us out there, we are good actors. The way that the market is right now, the way that, after the whole market collapse, the government went to great lengths to make sure that we're all licensed and that we know what we're doing and that we're held accountable. Now, with that said, that doesn't mean that they're all good actors out there. So you want to make sure that you find somebody, first of all, that you trust. Then you want to make that call and have what we call a pre-qualification meeting. Now, a pre-qualification meeting is a conversation. We're not going to go into asking you for your social security number and pulling your credit. We're just trying to find out whether or not you could potentially buy a house. Now, I'm going to do another video all about the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval. But a good lender is going to be able to get you pre-qualified, figure out whether or not this is a good time for you and what you can afford. But then they're going to help you to get pre-approved. So now with that pre-approval, you'll be armed. You'll be able to you can either ask the lender for a great referral to a great realtor, or you can take that pre-approval to any realtor that you want. And if you've got a great lender, then that realtor should be thrilled that you've already been pre-approved, that you have somebody that really did their homework and is giving you good advice. So that's where to begin. Where to begin? You got to find a great lender. Hopefully, if you're watching this video and you don't have a great lender, check us out. Just Google our name. You'll see that we do have a great reputation and we're known for educating our clients. And we would love to talk to you. Even if you've already gotten started with another lender, if you've got a good lender, we don't want to take the business away from that lender. We want you to use that other lender. But we certainly are willing to try and give you some good advice so you can navigate your way through these this landmine of a process. So hopefully you found this information helpful. Don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions. If you just want to talk, that's what we're here for. I hope everybody's doing well, and hopefully we'll talk to you. Take care.